Good afternoon and welcome to the Virtual College Exploration for all North and South Carolina students, sponsored by the Carolinas Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admissions Officers and StriveScan. Thank you for joining us. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to ask questions to our presenter at any time. Your camera and your microphone are turned off, so our presenter cannot see or hear you. Make sure you sign up for additional sessions at CACRAO.org. Also, to view the list of the rest of our remaining sessions, feel free to visit that same website, CACRAO.org. In about a week, this recording will be available to you, as well as other sessions recordings at that same website, CACRAO.org. I'd now like to turn it over to our presenter.
Hey guys, my name is Tanasia Blackwell. I am the regional recruiter with the University of Arizona. I'm actually based and located in Atlanta, Georgia. So I always tell students when it comes to any additional questions after our presentation, please do not hesitate to contact me. I'll be more than willing to help you, whether it's through the application process or any additional questions that you might have. So what we'll go ahead and do, I'll go ahead and start the presentation and kind of go over what we will be talking about today. All right, so once again, my name is Tanasia Blackwell. Thank you so much for joining me with the presentation for the University of Arizona. So what we will be going over today, we're gonna take a look at academic programs, get some more information on our student success services that we have for students on campus, along with campus life, housing, scholarship opportunities, which is important, and of course, the application process as well. As mentioned before, if you do have any questions, please do not hesitate to place it in the Q&A. I will answer as I go through the presentation, but if not, I'll leave most of these questions towards the end. So the University of Arizona was actually founded in 1885 when Arizona was still a territory. So back then, we only had 3 students on campus and everything that they needed was actually right in this building that's right behind me, which is of course called Old Main, which is the center of campus today. So of course, currently we have many of our leaderships that actually are housed in this building, mainly our president along with VPs, and then of course our admissions office as well. So once you come to visit campus, most of the time our campus tours and visits do start in Old Main. So since then, we have grown significantly with over 36,000 undergraduate students and a total of nearly 45,000 students on our main campus. So over the years, we've been able to still maintain that student-centered focus to make sure that, of course, everything our students need is still right here in the 1 square mile of our beautiful campus. So with that, we've been able to keep our averages when it comes to student to faculty ratio about a 15-to-1. So with this, students are still getting that individualized support that they still need on a large campus. When people look at us from the outside, they basically see that we are a premier Tier 1 Research 1 institution and a renowned member of the prestigious Association of Universities with over $680 million in research expenditures. Guys, that's a lot of money for research opportunities. So we're able to, for our student body, we have about students coming from all 50 states, along with 144 countries as well, which really does help to give our students a very diverse student body, but then also various perspectives as well when it comes to having meaningful conversations in the classroom. So why do so many students from all over the country and all over the world decide to study with us? When you are seeking a college education, I always tell students you want to make sure that it's actually worth it. So whether it's worth the investment of your time, efforts, and any financial investment you put forth, we also take that very seriously. So for return on investment, whether it's with the FISC Guide, Princeton Review, Forbes, we are consistently ranked among the top 1% of institutions in the entire country who actually pay students back for what they're putting into their education. So to help enhance our learning in the classroom for our students, we actually have an office that's dedicated to that. It is called the Office of Student Engagement, which basically helps ensure students have multiple opportunities to apply what they are learning in the classroom outside of the classroom as well. So that varies from different internships opportunities, our study abroad opportunities. We have about 150 plus opportunities for students, along with research and volunteer opportunities as well. So I always tell students you don't have to be a junior or senior to start these opportunities. You can actually start it your freshman year. So we have about 300 plus majors at the undergraduate, graduate, and postgrad level. So with this, students have a lot of opportunities to choose and kind of build different skill sets when it comes to their majors and minors. So some of our more popular programs we're looking at are definitely health sciences, engineering, our Eller School of Management, which is basically our business school, agriculture, along with social sciences and our fabulous College of Fine Arts as well. So from the arts to the sciences and everything in between, our students are literally thriving on campus. So as mentioned before, because we are a Tier 1 Research 1 institution, there are tremendous opportunities to complete world-changing research right alongside our internationally renowned professors as well. Some of our students have actually graduated as published researchers, which I don't know about you guys, but that's a great opportunity when it comes to being an undergraduate and looking into getting into the workforce. So we hold our core values very dear to us and want to make sure that students are graduating with the needed skill sets that they need to be successful in the workforce. So a great example of this is a young lady by the name of Daniela. She's a first generation optical science student from El Paso, Texas. She actually walked up to her professor after class one day and told the professor she was interested in getting involved in a project that we are actually doing with NASA. So Daniela started doing research with the OSIRIS-REx asteroid sample return mission as an undergraduate, and after earning her bachelor's and master's with us, she is now the image processing lead scientist for OSIRIS-REx and mentors current undergraduate students each year in her lab, bringing it full circle. So I always tell students, your college experience is definitely what you make it. Very similar to Daniela, there's a lot of students who would, of course, take that first step their first semester and build those relationships throughout their 4 years with us. So the University of Arizona, of course, is undeniably student-centered when it comes to starting from the very top. So in the strategic plan enacted by our university president, Dr. Robbins, the most essential pillar is the student experience. So as a Wildcat, our number one priority is our students. So as we work together to expand human potential, explore new horizons, and improve life for all students, we make sure that that is core to what we are doing on campus. So one of our favorite numbers is 83. And 83% of our first year students will return for a second year. So a number that has been growing and will continue to grow each year. We want to make sure that the students are seeing the benefits of actually being, of course, a freshman, but then also growing into leaders once they are progressing throughout their years with us to advance their careers after they have taken courses with us. So our beautiful and welcoming campus is a place where students can quickly find community and build friendships that will last a lifetime. So with over 600 student-led programs and clubs and organizations, there is something for everyone. I would have to say that my most entertaining club would have to be our zombie and Quidditch club. Those kids are always around, walking around campus, whether it's with their brooms and capes, literally just enjoying their time on campus and their time with us. I always tell students whether it's a more fun, enjoyable club such as our zombie Quidditch club, we also have very professional organizations as well, such as our business fraternity, which of course is more geared towards building those networking relationships through, of course, college, but then also when students have graduated as well. We also have various cultural centers for our students who identify with various cultural groups. So with that, of course, for those students who identify, there's also opportunities for students to learn more about those different cultures as well. So at the University of Arizona, we are rooted in our proud tradition. So in Tucson, all over the state of Arizona and throughout the country, we feel tremendous support from our fellow Wildcats. So as a D1 athletic institution, ESPN routinely ranks Arizona Zoo as the largest and loudest cheering section in the Pac-12. And as a Tier 1 research institution, we feel support for our academic achievements as well. So each year, we host the Tucson Festival of Books, Rock and Gem Show. We also have a student film festival events and even run the largest student-led carnival in the nation, which honestly is my best because it's a lot of funnel cakes and a lot of big bears, and it's actually called our Spring Fling, where thousands of students of both the community gather to learn and celebrate together with our students on campus. So Spring Fling, as I mentioned before, is definitely one of the most enjoyable and also lots of funnel cake. So at Arizona, student success is our top priority, and we have a robust offering of student support services to make sure that our students are definitely getting the support that they need at every point within their journey with us and beyond. So for example, our Think Tank program offers free and fee-based tutoring for our students, and literally it's within any class. So Think Tank basically provides online and in-person tutoring, as well as test prep courses and private tutoring. We also offer outstanding counseling and psychological services, or CAPS, which is of course part of our campus health center, which for the past 5 years has been ranked in the top 3% nationally by the Princeton Review. Also, UA Clicks is a campus-wide program for all of our first-year Wildcats to learn what to expect on their first day of class, and also gain advice that they can, of course, carry with them for months and years to come. We also have an SOS office, which is our Support, Opportunity, and Success Office, which is for Arizona students and parents who find themselves facing questions or issues and are kind of unaware as to where to go. Another favorite service that I do love is our SALT Center. And our SALT Center is more geared towards students with learning differences. So those particular students work closely one-on-one with their specific counselor in the SALT Center to kind of help them with the transition from high school, of course, to college. Of course, this is an additional expense on top of tuition, but a lot of our students literally specifically apply to University of Arizona because this is definitely one support service that does not exist at a lot of universities, but they know for sure they can get the support that they need once they are going through that transition. And of course, their second, third, and fourth year with us as well. So we have, when it comes to dorms, we have fabulous dorms. So we have about 23 different dorms that are, that are unique in both layout and size as well, with specific theme living communities, and they're also located in distinct districts across the university as well. So with us, luckily, students do not have to stay on campus their first year, but some of the benefits to actually living on campus, our students have a 9% higher GPA than students that are actually staying off campus, and they also have a 50% higher graduation rate in 4 years or less, which basically helps to get students connected both academically and socially when it comes to their success on campus. So we do have this where students can also bring their cars on campus as well. And for a lot of our students that are coming from the Southeast, I always suggest them at least your first year to go ahead and stay on campus. So May 1st is the priority date for student picks, but also, students do not have to submit their applications by then. But I always tell students, if you have a specific preference, definitely get it submitted by that May 1st date, but you can also submit your application after as well. So our Honors Village, I really do love talking a little bit more about our Honors Village because I feel like our honors students are very special and they finally have an area that's dedicated specifically to them. So our Honors Village was actually opened in fall 2019, and the university basically helped to build up an area that would basically feature dorm and apartment style housing for our students. There's also an in-dorm dining, a collaborative learning classrooms, along with an interior courtyard, a community kitchen, faculty and staff offices, also a campus rec center, along with the campus health service center as well. Literally everything that students would need. Our honors students is located in the Honors Village. So some of the benefits of actually being a member of our honors college includes, meaningful conversations with both academically and career planning with our honors counselor, along with learning alongside distinguished faculty members. And there's also specific study abroad opportunities and internship opportunities that are only for our honors students. So I always tell students when it comes to the application process, there is a separate application. And of course, if for whatever reason you're not in the headspace that you want to actually go ahead and start that application as yet, once students are accepted and they actually start classes with us on campus, they can still apply for the honors college as well as a current student. So now Tucson, if you're not too familiar with Tucson, it's about an hour and a half south of Phoenix. So it's definitely closer to the US-Mexican border, just to kind of give you an idea. It is east of California, so very closer to the West Coast side. But if you have not gone to Tucson as well, guys, there's a lot to do, whether it's mountain climbing, hiking, biking. Tucson and basically the surrounding Sonora desert is some of the most iconic scenery that you see in the Southwest. So in less than 1 hour, you drive up to Mount Lemmon, which is the tallest point in the Southern Arizona area, and enjoy miles of hiking and biking, along with camping and climbing as well. And also there is a great authentic, whether it's Mediterranean food or Mexican food as well, that would definitely change your life. So I always tell students when it comes to visiting campus, of course, yes, visit campus, but Tucson, city as itself is also a really great place to also enjoy great cuisine. So if you're missing snow as well, there's also a ski resort that's in northern Arizona. So of course we're located in the desert, but northern Arizona does have snow. And of course Tucson, because of the great food that they have, was actually named America's first UNESCO city of gastronomy, particularly because of its rich cultural heritage, thriving food traditions, and of course their culinary distinctiveness as well. So one of the most important parts of the application process for our seniors, I always tell them that, of course, you want to make sure that your college that you're looking into is a great fit academically, but you also want to make sure that it's a great fit financially as well. So when it comes to the University of Arizona, we have it as to where we do have guaranteed tuition for our students. So what that just means is that for all 4 years, you will be guaranteed a specific tuition costs. So good example, say for instance, our students currently right now that came in for fall 2020, they are looking at a little over $36,000 for their tuition and mandatory fees. So that is locked in for all 4 years. The only program that differs is our landscape architecture program, primarily because it is a 6-year program. So of course, for those four years, they will be guaranteed that specific tuition, or their tuition will stay the same. But that fifth and sixth year, their tuition would increase. And of course, you want to make sure when it comes to looking at different tuition costs and stuff like that, you want to make sure that for some institutions that tuition does increase, but of course you want to make sure for institutions like us that it will stay the same as well. Now, when it comes to scholarship opportunities, I really do enjoy talking about this with students because I feel like there's so much scholarships opportunities that are available for students, but some students are not too sure where to look. We actually have it as to where we've been able to double our renewable scholarships for our out-of-state students within the last 2 years. So with this, of course, is making this very affordable for our students to actually attend Arizona as an out-of-state student. So in addition to that, for our admitted Wildcats, they have access to our Scholarship Universe portal, which is basically a portal that once you're accepted, you set up a profile. Once that profile is completed, the platform will start to match you with different scholarship opportunities that we have on campus. So whether it's departmental scholarships, alumni scholarships, or even specific private donor scholarships, those are all available for you, of course, throughout your years studying with us. So when it comes to what we are looking for, our merit-based aid awards are based off of your core unweighted 9th through 11th grade GPA only. So of course, when it comes to SAT and ACT, we are not looking at those for the fall 2021 cycle. So with that, students do not need to submit their test scores with us. We, of course, once you submit your application, we of course will then consider you for merit-based aid as well. So you would not have to submit another application for your scholarship. So please feel free to reach out to either myself or your or a financial aid advisor, just to kind of help guide you throughout that process as well. But when it comes to our financial aid website, this chart is also located on our financial aid website, along with some other information that students might have when it comes to the financial aid process. Now, when it comes to applying, of course, we have it as to where August 1st every year, that's when our applications open. So, of course, for our seniors, you can definitely go ahead and apply today. For our juniors, that is going to open August 1st of next year. So we have it as to where we are available both on Common App Coalition and our specific website that you have right here. So students have various ways that they can apply with us. So we have it as to where our application cycle is rolling. So of course, when students submit their application, they would get a decision within 2 to 4 weeks. So these are the specific core classes that we are looking at when it comes to considering both admissions and considering students for merit-based aid. And most students, I know for sure you guys are fabulous. So I'm pretty sure you have completed most of these courses, but if for whatever reason you have any issues, please contact me and we can see what we can do to make sure that you are on the right path to go ahead and get accepted. So students always ask, well, what is our average GPA, that unweighted GPA that we're looking for? And I definitely say about a 3.3 will make you very competitive, but then also consider merit-based aid as well. Of course, the higher your unweighted GPA, the better your chances are of getting a higher merit-based aid. Now, when it comes to submitting the application, all you would need is, of course, the application and your self-reported grade. So with that, you would not need a teacher recommendation or counselor recommendation, essays, or a resume. Those are all optional for you to submit. Now, if you are applying as an honors student or you want to apply to our honors college, those three optional materials will be required for our honors students as well. And of course, when it comes to SAT and ACT scores, our honors students, engineering, and also nursing students would not have to submit their test scores either. They are all going to test blind as well. Now, your application fee for our out-of-state students is $80. So students, of course, will have to pay $80 to submit their application. But if for whatever reason you're like, well, Ms. Blackwell, I cannot afford to pay this $80, please just send me an email kind of detailing what is going on when it comes to any financial hardships that you might have. If you want to either CC your parents or your counselor, you can also do that as well. And I will try my best to see what we can do to get that waived if you don't already have a NACAC fee waiver as well. And of course, once you submit your application and then you're looking for any updates, that will be available on your future Wildcats account. So that's where you will get any updates. So say, for instance, if we're needing more materials, or we're saying, hey, you might want to take a look at your senior first semester grades, that's where those updates will be, is in your future Wildcats account. And of course, when it comes to visiting campus virtually, of course, we are not doing any on-campus visits, but students can visit with us virtually. But I also love to talk about our college info sessions. So of course, I'm a recruiter for the Southeast region, but when it comes to specific college recruiters, we have those for specific colleges within our university, such as the College of Engineering, College of Fine Arts. So if you're wanting more detailed information on your specific majors, I always tell students to register for their info sessions. And these are usually held at least once a week. So that way you can interact with those specific recruiters to kind of get some more information on what students are not only doing on campus, but what they're also doing once they actually graduate and some of the different career fields that they're going into based on the specific area that they were studying. And we also have our Ask a Wildcat Q&A. So students on Fridays are able to, prospective students are able to speak with current students to kind of see what life on campus is, see how that is going. Of course, we have it as to where students, particularly our out-of-state students, are kind of, wanting to see how students are adapting to a totally different environment on the West Coast. So if it is that you have, and if you do have any specific questions for our current students on our social media outlets, that is available for our students as well. And last but not least, this is my contact information. As I mentioned before, I am definitely here to help you, whether it's through the application process. If you take a look at our website, even after the presentation, and you have some questions with your parents, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. As mentioned before, I am located in Atlanta, so we are on the same time zone. I'm not 3 hours behind. So if you need to set up a Zoom call or anything like that, just to kind of go through the application as well, I'm more than willing to help with you guys. So of course, in the Q&A, please leave any questions that you might have, and I'll be more than willing to answer those. But for now, I'll just keep my contact information up. All right, I will go ahead and stop sharing. And as mentioned, I am here if you guys have any specific questions for me. All right, guys, so we'll give it another 2 minutes, just in case some people want to look at our website and take a look at some questions that we might have. If you go to arizona.edu, you can kind of find a little bit more information about us, of course, the application process, but then, of course, our majors and degrees as well with the 300 plus that we have. Yeah, so a student asked, do we have engineering disciplines that are offered? We actually do have a College of Engineering that is very competitive, and a lot of their students are doing a lot of great things on campus. So it really just depends. There's about 15 to 20 different disciplines that we do have. And what I would definitely suggest is the college info sessions for the College of Engineering. The college recruiter is phenomenal in what she does, and she literally knows everything about all of the different majors that we have on campus. So I would definitely suggest also checking in with with the college info session for the College of Engineering. Another student asked for scholarships for out-of-state students. How is a GPA calculated? So for both in-state and out-of-state students, the GPA is calculated from your unweighted core classes. So those 16 courses that I pulled up, those are the courses that we're looking at, and we're looking specifically at unweighted GPA, not weighted GPA. So when it comes to merit-based state scholarships, that's what we are taking a look at when it comes to calculating what all you would qualify for. And of course, that goes up to about 35,000. So as mentioned, if it is that you can't remember exactly how that looks, if you type in our financial aid.arizona.edu, literally that'll pull up, the specific GPA grid, and that's exactly how that's going to look depending on which area you think your unweighted GPA actually lands, if you know that. Great questions, guys. A student asked, they are from North Carolina, so would their community college credits transfer? And that is definitely a yes. So how, of course, it's not guaranteed a yes. We, of course, would have to look at your specific courses that you're taking. But the way that we take a look at courses, of course, say, for instance, if you're a business student and your courses transfer in, and say, for instance, it's a art appreciation course, if it's not required for your major level course, it'll automatically go into your general elective classes. And with that, all of our students are required to take general elective courses. So your courses basically won't go two ways. And when it comes to the transfer process, I always tell students to check out transfer.arizona.edu. Very detailed website exactly as to what we're looking for, what might be considered, what might not, to kind of give you an idea as to how that's going to look. We also have a transfer equivalency website as well that would literally let you know, hey, based on this specific English class, how is it going to fit into, into my degree program, and will it even transfer? So I always tell students, easily go to arizona.edu, type in transfer equivalency, and all of your course credits that you would have, you will be able to see exactly where that will go, or if we would even take that as a course as well. Great question. Guys, any other questions? If not, I will go ahead and end in about a minute or two. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me during my presentation. As I mentioned before, my contact information is tblackwell1@arizona.edu. Once again, tblackwell, the number 1@arizona.edu. Thank you again so much for joining me. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. Thank you, guys.
All right, and thank you all for joining us. Like she said, once you close out of this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey, and we'd really appreciate any feedback that you can provide for us. As well, make sure you sign up for additional sessions at CACRAO.org. This recording will be available within about a week at that same website, CACRAO.org. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you have a great day.